Hey everyone, it's Milton here again, and today we're going to be running the cables to the Diode Dynamics SS3 Pro Series spots that we had got for the mirrors up there. Today we're going to be running the wires along this cowl, so I got to go in and unclip all these little sections here all the way across. I'm going to run the wire up there so I don't have to drill anything. I got a handy dandy little tool here that I use on vinyl, or if I'm taking something apart and I'm pulling panels, I like to use this as a felt on it so I don't scratch anything. It does press in here nicely against that, so I can press down on those, lift up like that, and that cowl has been coming off. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, just show you how that works. I already have this corner started here. So I'm just gonna take this little tool, continue to press down and run it along the plastics, and as I do that, I'm gonna lift up on the cowl. I did have to take the antenna off here, but I'm going to be running the wire today all the way along the cross, connecting it over to that one. Now, Diode Dynamics does sell a kit that you could purchase where it just plugs and play, but I had all this extra 18 gauge wire, which has 18 gauge wire on the pod, so I'm going to go ahead and use that, and to make it a little bit more decorative where it comes, oops, drop my antenna there, outside of the vehicle where you can see it, I bought some sleeving that I'm going to put over there just to give it a little extra flair. I have the solder seal wire connector, so I'm going to go ahead and use those, and then I'm going to shrink tube everything. I do like to try to buy as much as I can from companies out there who are trying to get started. So nice little letter that this guy did on his packaging for the seat shrink tube that has some type of glue inside of there to hold it from sliding back and forth once it's done. And then I like to use these solder style heat shrink tube, which I'm gonna connect the lights with. But I'll show you some more pictures here once I get that cowl off of how that's gonna run. And then I'm gonna run the wires to the wiring that Ford has in the fuse panel, and I'll show a little bit more about that here soon. Right, I got the decorative sheath on there, and it's heat tubed, so it's not going to pull back. As you can see, I have the 18 gauge wire ran down through the back here. This is not going to stay like this. I'm hoping when I fish everything through the cowl that I can get all that to line back down, but you can see I got the wire here that I'm ready to fish along the inside of the cowl. I have everything already popped open. You just press these latches and you'll see that the cowl will lift all the way across. So I'm going to take this cable here, I'm going to run it down to the other light, and then I'll put about a 12-inch decorative sheath on this. I just think it gives it a little bit of character. It's not probably going to be everybody's thing, but I like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and fish all this wire across the cowl and meet it back up on the other side, and I'll show you what I did there. So I have the wire ran all the way across. What I did was, so it doesn't bounce around, there's a frame in there. It's kind of hard to pick it up. I put a small zip tie on there, a little bit of slack. So I have room to work on it if I ever need to pull it back out and get a hold of that. Now right here where the windshield sprayer is, I went ahead and zip tied the wire to that. Right there behind that clip, you can kind of see it there. That's just from keeping that wire from slapping around. I got everything ran through over here, and it's out on this side, and what I'm going to do is come out, I'm going to wire it off of this light and then bring it down to the switch panel so I can run that, and I'll have decorative lighting on, or not decorative lighting, but the decorative sheath on this side. So I just want to show that real quick, how that's ran in there, and I'm going to snap all that back together once I find out how much more wire I need to wire that off on this. All right, I got everything buttoned up in there. Everything's ran across nicely. What I did was ran that wire up behind the cowl there and then I got them zip tied, and then I used this factory panel piece. I took this little pin holder out, took it out, ran the wires underneath there down through here, and then what I did is this left side and right side had to connect in, so that's my connector, and then this will be my power wire. I got a lot extra right now because I don't know where I'm going to put the switch panel yet. I'm thinking I'm going to put it somewhere over here. There's a lot of room down here for a breaker box, and then you see the factory tap-in wires right down there, so I do plan on using those, but right now everything is ran underneath there, and I have the lights mounted, and you can see everything's nice and protected. Got that side over there done. So as soon as my switches come in, I'll finish the install. But if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Thanks.